Hi, I am Nia Belton and I will be talking about comparing incomes between athletes and surgeons. An athlete is a person that is great at sports and other forms of exercises. A surgeon is a doctor who performs operations. Surgeons include physicians, doctors, and even vets. I will also talk about compensation, which is the money received by an employee from an employer as a salary, and gender inequality, which is the unfairness between men and women. Doctors, physicians, and even surgeons save lives and put their lives on the line for their patient. Athletes, on the other hand, play games and entertain viewers. My question is, who would you give more money to? Exactly, the surgeons. Surgeons spend almost every day and all of their time to help others. Meanwhile, athletes are making slam dunks or making goals and sometimes even talking to their coaches about higher salaries. When I was younger, I was always asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? I would always say doctor because I wanted to use those awesome tools. And they would laugh and say, they do save lots of lives and that is a great career to have. Athletes have had millions of dollars and have had exorbitant salaries for many years. Surgeons, however, receive low amounts of money and get paid less than athletes by a lot. Basketball players average over $5 million per year, while a hockey player averages about $1.3 million a year. And baseball players make an average of $2.5 million a year, while football players average $1.75 million a year. Leonard's 5-year, $95 million contract that was signed last season would have been worth $127.3 million this summer. DeMar Carroll signed with the Raptors for 4 years at about $15 million, but it would have been $20 million if he had signed for the same percentage a year later. The averages are rising at almost exactly 34%, which means that they're going up by a third. For example, players like Brandon Wright, whose $18 million deal over 3 years would change to $24.1 million under this system. Let's talk about surgeons. Medscape surveyed 24,216 physicians across 25 specialties from February 1st to February 17th in 2012. Doctors' earnings ranged from $156,000 a year to $315,000 a year. Radiologists and orthopedic surgeons got about that much, but cardiologists earned $314,000. Now let's go to the charts. If I were a plastic surgeon in 2011, then I would receive $270,000. If I did sports like golf or boxing, then I would receive about $75 million. If I were a general surgeon at a hospital, then I would receive $287,000. But if I were a cricket player, then I would get about $4.2 million. In 1990, I would receive $164,000 as a surgeon or physician. In 1990, I would receive approximately $30 million as an athlete. As I got older, I was always told that I should think of a career and stick with it. They all said this because at a specific age and time, for example, when you graduate college, then you're going to need a plan. So would you rather be shooting hoops or saving others? On the contrary, athlete salaries have gone up and down, while surgeon salaries have just been increasing. Will surgeons maybe catch up to athletes? So from an article called Are Athletes Worth Their Hefty Salaries, talked about specific athletes and their net worth. So I also read an article called Surgeon Salary, How Much Doctors Make, which talked about how much surgeons are paid, including different types of surgeons, and they also had dates and statistics. I believe that athletes get paid so much because sports channels like ESPN would like more views. Because athletes are the reason they get so many views, they reward them with a high salary. It's sad how surgeons get paid much less compared to athletes for saving lives and helping others, while athletes are getting paid to shoot a ball into a net. In conclusion, athletes and surgeons have had a huge gap between each other because of their salaries and how much they are paid. Surgeons help others, cure people, and save lives compared to athletes who score goals or shoot hoops for millions of dollars. Some articles I read talked about specific people and how much they are earned or how much they negotiated with their coaches. Just know that you should focus more on your passion and less on compensation or how much you will make. I am Naya Belton and I approve this message.